Hi, this is Kevin. So, I'll give an example of a long-term goal. Uh, First example. When I first started, I was working at a restaurant. Okay, so restaurant and food cooking, whatever, that's my career. So I was doing that, and then when I started, I was like a dishwasher. I always been a dishwasher. so, so when I wanted to like get my life together, and I started to think about like what I want to do with my life, and then so since I was a dishwasher, I was like obviously not making a lot of money. So I was like, I want to like do something that makes like actual income, like what is a good career that can give you like good, middle class incomes and whatever. I wasn't really like ambitious or anything, just something that's like, like I don't have to be like super rich, but like some decent income, okay? Like income from a dishwasher, that's not really real income. That's like you don't have like real income, okay? So you can like buy a car and buy a house and stuff. So like I was like, what do I want to do? Okay, so I will share this first, okay? So this is something that I really wanna like emphasize. I'm not sure if like I talk about this in my recording, but if I will talk about it here, okay? It is like the correlation between setting goals and money, okay? So here's the simple thing, okay? Like if you want to make more money, you have to set goals, okay? If you start setting goals, then you will start to make more money, okay? That is just something that naturally happens, magical, okay? So you just have to take my words for it, okay? And on the reverse side, if you want your life to be more colorful, then when you start to make more money, you will make more goals, okay? So these things are complement to each other, okay? It's like a circle, okay? It just grows and grows and grows, okay? Like if you let it go, then you will start to making more money. And when you start to make more money, you will want to make more goals. And then the more goal you make, it will help you make more money. Okay, so will just grow and grow and grow. Okay, I can't emphasize this enough because I experienced this. Okay, like when I start setting goal, like my income increased like dramatically. Okay, I remember I set a goal for myself. I was like, okay, so for the first year, I want to double my income. Second year, I want to like triple my income. And then I accomplished all of those. Like within the first year, like my income already doubled. And then by the second year, like I already making more than like I was like making triple. And then later on, already like exceeded like all my expectation. Okay, so I'm not saying that I'm super rich or whatever, but then it definitely like seriously, like if you have nothing and you want to make more money, just start setting goals. Get a piece of paper and start write down your goal, and then you'll see the money will just come rolling in like magic. Okay, there's no scientific data on this. You just have to trust me because that's why it happened to me. Okay, so I will try to like set goals, but in this I will talk about like example of long-term goal that I set for myself. Okay, so I was looking at my career. I was like, dishwasher, there's no future. So like, what the hell do I want to do? Okay, so obviously, if you become a cook or something, then you get to pay more. So I set a goal for myself that like within 1 year I'll be a cook. Okay, and then I accomplished that. So my income right away like just increased dramatically, right? And then I was still looking to like what other things I can do, and then I was just looking around to see like what people do to make like middle class income. Okay, and then one of those things is the teacher. Okay, so if you're just like a teacher, like a high school teacher and whatever, like you make pretty good money. It's like middle class income. Okay, so that's why I wanted it. I was like, yeah, cause like before I went to school, but I didn't finish school, and then I was a technical major. I was like, at that time, computer science was very popular. So all the Asian kids, like, they just study computer science. So I was no exception. But I only did it because all the other Asian kids did it. So that I'm Asian, so I did it. Not because I love it or anything. But because I did it, I have some backgrounds in like computer science and math. There's a like bunch of maths. And then I like math. So I was like, you know what? I was I had pretty high level math when I was in college, so maybe I'll just be a math teacher, And I just randomly look into it, and I realized that a math teacher is actually in high demand because most of the teachers are not math teachers. Most of the teachers are like liberal art, those kind of teacher. Technical teacher, science teacher, there's like very few. Okay, so if you want to make money as a teacher, like make good money as a teacher, like you should be like a technical teacher, like science teacher, math, physics, chemistry, biology, stuff like that, like science teacher. Okay, but I also found out that like you have to be a teacher in secondary education. Okay, because if you just do it for a general education, that actually is not that much money. I mean, they still make good money. They can make middle class income money. But then if you become a secondary education teacher, like you make good money, okay? And secondary education is just like high school. So if you're a high school teacher and if you teach like a technical class, like math, physics, biology, whatever, and then you make good money, okay? That's according to my research at the time. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I completely change my career, like if I just do that, I make middle class income, yay! So I started to set goals to like accomplish that. So what happened is that I started to look into school and like how I can go to school and whatever. And then I haven't been to school for like many years. Okay, I was dishwasher, so I didn't go to school or anything. But because I set goals, I started to look into how I can like get an education. Okay, so that's something very out of the ordinary, right? Like I'm not a person, not an educated person, but because I set goal for like a different kind of career, that made me take steps to become like educated person. Okay, but what happened is that when I started to research for all the school. And then I realized that, like, if you want to go to college, and then that's so much money. If you want to go to a university, that's so much money. If you want to go to a private school, that's so much money. And then it was just like the cost of education is just astronomical. Okay, and for me, like earning like lower class income, I won't be able to afford school. Okay, so I was looking at other options. So at that time, I was looking at like online classes because at that time online classes was like the big hype. Everybody want to do like online classes. They say cheaper, you can start at any time, there's no semester system, and blah 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 blah. It turns out that that's not true at all. They do have a semester system and it's like freaking expensive. It's just like going to real university. So it's like, what the hell? It's like everything's online, it's like virtual. Why is it more expensive? It's like a trick, So anyway, but because of that, I look into it, and then at that time, I think a big popular online school was University of Phoenix, and another one is like National University and whatever. And they actually have a program where you can earn a teaching degree with a specialization. Like if you want to be a math teacher, they actually have a degree for that. Okay, so you don't have to like get a educational degree and then get a math degree and then go through a teacher's program where you can have to get like a certificate to be a math teacher. And after you get that, you have to apply to different district, and then you have to go through their program in order to qualify to be a math teacher. Like there are universities that give you like all the program in one package. So like I thought it was like a pretty good deal. I was like look into it, and then I actually enroll in those things. Okay, so enrollment, of course, they accept you. It's like, oh, you want to pay? Okay, we'll enroll you as a student. So, like, I enrolled it, and of course, I became a student, but I never take any classes because they're so freaking expensive. They're, like, astronomically expensive, okay? So, so I was like, I can't afford this bullshit, like, they're so expensive. How am I going to, like, afford this? And then And then because of this, something amazing happened. Okay, I started to work in a second job. Okay, so this is like the downfall of my workaholic life, I guess. Like that's the reason why I started working like multiple jobs, because like I realized that the cost of education, it requires so much money. So I started working like multiple jobs, and then like my income increased like dramatically. It literally just like double, or like more than double. And all because I just started working another job. I was like, wow, I can do 2 jobs instead of 1. So like, that's what happened. But all this happened because I set goals, because I wanted to do something. I realized how much it is. So I just increased my income naturally. It just happened. Okay. So I started doing that. I started earning more money, and I was pretty happy. I started to eat better, and bought a car, whatever, and everything's better. I move out and stuff. So everything was great. I was like, oh, this is pretty great. But still, the cost of education is just way too expensive, man. It's ridiculous. I can not imagine anybody who can afford to go to university. Like, where do I get money to pay for education? Okay, but anyway, so it was so expensive, and then I was like, I wonder if there's any other way. And then I realized that you can actually start to teach if you just have an associate's degree. So it's like, well, you don't have to get full degrees of math. You can just get associate degrees in math, and then that puts you at a level where you can be a substitute teacher, or you can just be a teacher's assistant. You can just teach. You're qualified to teach. You have a associate's degree. It's good enough. You don't make as much money as a bachelor, but the associate degree is good enough. I think compared to the income that I will make, and compared to the income I have now, it's pretty good. Middle class, not bad. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Associate degree is not only easier, it's cheaper, and then and guess what? You can get it at the community college. Oh my god! So like, I went to a community college, and then they have associate's degree in math. Okay, not all community college have it, but then I found some that has. It was like, oh, this is really great. Now I can just like get associate's degree in math, and then I'll just be a teacher or whatever, and then I'll change my career, make better income than this restaurant nonsense. Okay, so that's what I did, and then I actually went to school because of that. Okay, and I went to like a cheap one, I went to East Los Angeles College. Okay, so I went through all those things. I'm like an OS guy, but I was like a student. It was pretty funny. But I went through the whole thing, took my picture, got my student ID, and then I remember I was holding my student ID, and I was just like, I can't believe I'm a student again. Okay, like I was a student when I graduated high school and went to college. That's when I was a student. Then after all these years, I'm a grown-ass man already, like, and I became a student again. And I just amazed like how it happens. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. I was looking at my ID. I was like, man, I can't believe it. I'm a student again. Okay, so that is just something that was just amazed me, because all I did was just set goals. I just set goals to do something better, and I just start doing these things, and then all of a sudden I became a student again, and it was just something amazing. I have a potential to get higher education, get a degree, and make better money, and have better career, and it all just happened because I make goals for myself. Okay, so that was a moment where I was just like wow, this is like amazing. Okay. Okay, so what happened is that I actually went to school. And then because I took AP in high school, and those credits still counts for some reason, it's been so many years. But because of that, I bypassed a lot of like stupid math class. I started just taking the highest math class. But at the end of the day, I realized I just don't have the brain for it. Okay, those higher math classes are just so hard. Like, I don't understand anything. So I took classes, and I didn't pass, I took those calculus class. It was like vector analysis, whatever, and it was just like super, super difficult. I don't understand anything, okay? So maybe I should be physics major. But anyway, so I went through that, went to classes, took tests, and study, and did all the student thing. But at the end of the day, I just couldn't make it because I was working multiple jobs also. So like that was like just very impossible to do. The tuition wasn't bad. It was pretty cheap. It's affordable. Definitely much. It's like a world difference when you go to community college and then university. So it is wonderful chance to get educated. And I see all those young people I'm with. They're just so freaking smart. I'm so proud of them. And then and some people, like if I stay put, I can see myself become very good friend with them. They're just like super nice, and I'm this old guy, and there's just like young kids, and then but they're like hang out with me, and they're just so smart. They're so smart. It's not because they went to community college they're stupid. They're like super smart. Okay, they're like so good at whatever they do, the math and science or whatever. Okay, so it was great. I just had such a wonderful experience. The teacher was nice, and well, except for the administration office, they suck. But our teacher and the student, they're really great. And then I enjoyed the whole thing for a short period of time until I gave up. I was like, whatever. I don't think I'll make it. Okay, so that's the example setting long-term goal, because like things will happen, but it will not happen the way you expected. At the end, I didn't get a degree. I didn't become a teacher or whatever. But you know, like while you're on this journey, you will find more things about yourself. You'll find things about life that you will just like think something better. You know, like oh, this is not for me. I can find something else. And I think that's perfectly okay. But the point is that if I never set goals, I will never know. If I never set goals, nothing will happen to me. If I never set goals, I will never get to experience things and increase my income and whatever. Okay, so that was such a wonderful experience, even though nothing happened. But I enjoyed those times. Okay. So other long-term goal I set for myself obviously is not education anymore. You know, culinary degree, and then I got it successfully, became a professional like chef, and you know like and working at places I wanted to work, doing the career that I wanted to do. So all those things that happened. I also, you know, wanted to buy a house and whatever, and buy a car. At that time, those are things that just seems impossible for me. Okay, I was like, how are we gonna afford to buy a freaking house? House so expensive, okay? But now as I already have a house and you know have a car and whatever. Okay, so it's like when you set long-term goal, it's like it's long-term. You're not gonna see it right away, but because of that, you take steps towards it. And within the steps, one by one, you will like experience a whole new world, and then those experience it will just be like very wonderful. It'll make your life better, and then it'll give you good experience. And then, but at the same time, it will also like once you set goals and you take steps towards it. Like it will happen, you know, it will happen. It might not happen the way you want it, but something will happen. Okay, so that's why setting goals is not only short-term goal, which something can happen right away. You can taste the fruits, but long-term goal is also like important, and it is something that can also happen. Okay, that's it. Thank you.